So now, querying data with aggregate functions. What do you mean by that? That is when you want to probably select a specific column instead of selecting all. You want to select a specific column instead of all. And what is the code to write? It's very easy. That is, select what column am I selecting? What column did I want to display? What column did I want to query? That is, you want to select some columns. You want it to show what you want to display. You understand? That is the reason we're having this kind of code. So let's just copy this. Now you observe I just open an SQL, and with this now I need to reactivate before I can commence. How do I reactivate? What am I using? This is use office. I think we've changed how many tables we have here? Student, supermarket. Okay, this was our own. This is our own. I think this is our own. So you need to first of all, which one you need to activate your database. How do you activate? By coming to your use database and strike it through. You can see. So with this, we've activated our our database is marked. So now what we now want to do is we want to query or select specific columns. Control this. So selecting, or let me use the word querying specific columns. That is, we want to query out some specific columns. So that is what we want to do now. So what do? We write select. What column am I selecting? I think, which one are we using, Seth? We are using select all from core 3. No. Which one are we using? I think we've changed the table, updating, update core, blah, blah, blah. I want to check the table we are using. The last time we changed, insert into student. Okay, this is the table. I think this is the table we are using now, students. Oh, yeah. Is it this? Cultural student add column, phone number, name, contact column, job column, rename to core 3. Okay, I think this is the one we are using now, core 3. We have this. Let me refresh first so that we can see. Student supermarket. Oh, this is the table we are using. So we are using core 3 now. So we are using core 3. So now what are we doing? This is our core 3. This is our table we are using. So let's say, for example, we just want to showcase only course, full name and course. We are not bringing gender. Do you understand? Or we want to just showcase student ID, let's say student ID, full name and course. We want to just display that. So now select what column do you want to display? You write it out. What column? Let's say student ID. Student ID. Second column you want to create. You can bring out as many columns as you like. I'm just using 2. Student ID, you want to have full name. So make sure you write it the same way you have it there. You want to bring out full name, comma, then we want to bring out course. Now from where? Our table name. What is our table name? From our table name, let's say we want to bring it out from our table name. What's our table name? That's cohorts _3. Where what? This is the conditional we want to use. Probably where student ID equal to, we just want to say where student ID equals to 2, for example. Let's say where students ID equal to, what is the value? Equal to 3. You can see. So then we run. Okay, what's the issue? Can't create database. Okay. Where student ID? Select student ID. Oh, what's this? Select student ID, full name, comma, course, from core 3, where student ID equals to 3. You can see. This is the query. You can see we have student ID equals to 3, full name, so you can see why SQL is so important. It makes the work easier. When they ask you, probably you should display so thing. They want to see you're employed in a company and you are asked to use SQL. It's easier for you to use SQL to quickly query, to analyze things easily, analyze their data sets easily, bring those things out easily. You can see here we brought out what we have in what's it called 3 student ID, full name, and course. You can see this is the details. So querying specific columns. Let's move to the next one. So that is querying specific column. We have also calculation in SQL. How to now run calculations in SQL. I don't know if we have any calculations here. Let me see whether we have spaces for calculations. Okay, we can run calculations for counts. So now, these are your calculations. How to run, we have select minimum to run minimum, sum. How do you sum? To add so thing, to sum, all those kind of, this is select sum column from table name. That is, you write select sum. What column you are summing from? You put it there. From the table name, you put it there, then it gives you. But this time around, this kind of data sets, our own, the only thing we are making use of is what's it called? Counts. This kind of data sets. Because our data set does not have any figures for us to do calculation. So what do we do? So let me just put here. Let me put here calculations in SQL. So in our owner, let's say we are told we want to know what is the total number. Let's get the total number of students. The total number of students. How do we do that? Very easy. So you put select. What are we doing? Count. C-O-U-N-T. You don't leave space. In brackets, what are you counting from? Count what? What value do we want? You want to get the total number of students. We can use full name. Let me use full name. Full name. Select count full name from which table name? From where? Our table name is what? Cohort 3. Cohort 3. So you can see you run. Oh, this is it. It gives us that we only have how many? 4. We have 4 number of students. Let's not say they now ask you how many courses, the number of courses. So you put select counts in brackets. We want to run for course. Abi course in brackets from cohort, your table name, cohort 3. So this is just calculations that we are running here. This is just calculation, you can see. So when we are done with this, we run. You can see we have 4 courses there. So now these are how to, what's it called? To run calculations. Let's say we are looking for sum now. That's the same way we are going to, look for sum. You understand? So that's the same way we are going to run for sum, for minimum, for minimum, for a lot of things. Do you understand? So that is that about the calculation. So those are queries. So if you want to get minimum now, it will be select min, M-I-N. It will select min, M-I-N, select min. So that is how to, for minimum. For maximum, it will be select M-A-S. It will be select M-A-S. It will be select M-A-S. That is, now for sum, select S-U-M in brackets immediately. What you are having there. So that's that about that. So now let me use, I just want to get, let's say we have instinct. So you can run, so this one, I want to get a distinct count instead of me having. I just want, now this is what I mean by that, distinct. We have count, this is normal count. And to get distinct means I want to get specific. So it won't count 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, let's say for here now, we have data analysis and web development. So instead of distinct is like it only count out where we have data analysis. Let's say for gender now, you will see If you count out the gender, gender will surely be 2 also because we only have male and female. So that's the meaning of distinct. The difference between normal count and distinct is that count we only count 1, 2, 3, 4. Distinct will only bring out what we have there. So this is a formula for that. We have select, count distinct. Let me help you write it out so that you can have it. So we have select, count distinct. You have your column, from, then you have your table name. So just keep trying. You know, when you keep trying those calculations, I don't believe we have a calculation table here now. It will be easier for us to run that. So now another thing is a note. Alias means changing name of our output only. Select some. That is, what do I mean by alias? Alias means when you want to change the name, what you want it to display as. So let me just copy this because of our time. So now let's say, for example, what do I mean by that? Instead of this one to be displaying count distinct cost, I want to bring out what's it called? I want it to bring out another thing, probably number, total number of courses. I want it to bring it out like that. That's the meaning of alias. So what do? You have your count distinct cost. What you want to run calculation on, you write it as the name you want it to display. What did I want it to display? Let's say total number, or let me just say count courses. Count courses or number of courses, anyhow you want to put it, but I just want to put as count courses. From what is the table name? The table name is cohort 3. Cohort 3. So with this now, instead of it to display this way, you will see what it will display now. So if I run it now, you can see count course. So you can see this is number, that is, we have 2 as the total number of course. You understand? So that is the meaning of alias. So you put it as, that's why you use as what I want it to display. You know, like I told you, SQL is just like your normal English. You write in a normal English. That is, select this as so from the table name. That's the meaning. So that is alias for you. So let's move. Now, another thing we have here is limit and order by. Now, limit is used. What do we use limit for? Limit is used to bring the specific terms out from a column. That is, you want to bring the top 3 rows, the top, you understand? So the top 3 rows and so on and so forth. That's the meaning. So now, let's say, for example, I want to limit a particular thing. I want to just bring out the first 2 rows. That is limit. Order by means helps in arranging in ascending or descending order. But limit brings up. So now let's just copy this out. This is a select all from the table name where column name equals to the value to call out. Limit 3. It will bring only the 3 rows where the value is selected. Where we have, let's say, for example, we want to bring out male alone. Male alone. That is what we want to bring out. So let's use this now. Let's bring down male alone. Now we have select all from where? Table name cohort 3, where the column name we want to use as our ordered. Let's use gender. Where gender equal to what value do I want to call out? Where gender, let's say, equal to male, for example. Then limit 3. Or let me say limit 2. It will only bring out 2. Now, it says something, no column male in where clause. Gender, what do we have in our gender? What do we have in our gender? Don't worry, because we are using gender, let's just say limits. Limits 1. Don't we have male there? We have male now. Okay, male is not up to 2. Unknown column male in where clause. Oh, unknown column male in where clause. Where gender equal to. I'm trying to get it out. Let's run it now. Good. You can see. So we have this now. You put, so far it is not figures. You put your your what's it called, quotation mark, the single quotation mark on top. So that is, so if I say 2 now, I don't know whether we have 2 there. Do we have up to 2, what's it called? Okay, we only have 1. That's why you're not seeing 2. Let's bring female now. Let's say female. Female. Let's bring female out. Let's limit to 2. So it will only bring 2 people. You can see this is it. 2 female. And we have 3 females there. So those are one of the things about limits and the like. So let's say, for example, you are told to probably bring out a column, or they ask you to bring out the top, or probably the top 5. I don't know, probably the top 5. You have a data set that consists of, let's say, prices in naira or in dollars, anyhow. And you are told to bring out columns that has the top 5 column that has 50,000 in them. Like they have that, probably they have profit of 50,000 naira. So it will be easier for you to just come here to just write out your query, to bring it out. So it will just be where price or total equals to 50,000 naira, limit to probably 5, you know. So that is about limits and so on and so forth. So let's go to our order by. Now, you know your order by. Using your order by, that is, it arranged in descending order, in ascending order, that is order by. So select all from order by column to use to arrange all. That is, so let's just copy this out. The reason why I'm copying it out is so that we can, you know, instead of me writing again, we just copy. So select all is very easy. Select all from your table name, cohort 3. Order by, which column do you want to use to arrange all? Which column do you want to use? Let's order by, let's say full name, for example. Order by full name. So with your order by, it is easier for you to run top 10, top 5, because you will just say top 5, you'll be using order by and limit. So now with this one now, you know, I'm order by full name. So to arrange it by full name, A first, I next, O first, Rocky bar, you can see. If I'm using student ID, if I'm using student ID, you will see what it will bring out. It will arrange using student ID. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one is I use full name. It will arrange A, B, C down. You understand? That is order by. If I use descending now, let's use descending. Descending is D, E, S, C. D, E, S, C. That's descending. So from top to bottom, you can see. So if they ask you now to bring out the top 10, okay, you want to get the top 10 customers, or probably the top 10 customers. What will you use to order the top 10 customers? You use their sales. So if I say the top 10 customers using their sales now, so it will be select all from, let's say we're having a customer table, customer, order by, what will I use to order them out? I'm using what? Their sales. So it will be order by sales, you get descending. So to bring the top. If I want to use my limits now, and I say limit by 10. So that is all about order by. So, you know, like I told you, using order by and limit, this is how you use your order by and limit. That is, I want to bring out the top 10 using so thing, the top 2, the top, so on and so forth. You get? So if I use both, let me just write it out for you. But as I explained the other time, it's still the same thing. So if you want to use both now, so it will be select all from your table name, which is what? Cohort 3. Order by. Which column do you want to use to arrange all? I want to bring probably the top. Okay, which column can I use to arrange all? Let me use student ID. Student's ID. Then I'm using ascending limit. What value am I limiting it to? Ascending will start from, you know, let me limit to just 2 using this. So if I run this now, you will see what it will bring. It brought out only 2 of it because I'm using student ID and I'm arranging. If I change this to descending now, you will see what it will bring out. It will only bring out 4 and 3. You can see 4 and 3. So that is, so if we are using the top 10 now, it's very easy. We just say select all from where we are using order by what we are using to order, descending limit 10 to bring the top 10 because it's from the top. So that is all about order by. So now for null, let's say we have null, we want to check for null. What you are going to use, just say where column is null, you get a point. So that is, if it's not null, this is what you use for if it's not null. So bringing columns out in a table, we've done that. Let's say you just want to bring out columns. You are not bringing everything. You just want to bring out some specific columns out from a table. What do we do? Some specific columns out from a table. So it will just be same thing we have here. Select column. What column do you want to bring out? Very easy. Just say, I want to bring out columns now. Some columns. I just want to bring out student ID and let's say course. So select which column? Student ID. Student ID, comma. Which column am I bringing out again? Course. Course. From where? From your table name. Cohort 3. Then you run. So it will only bring out what I ask it to bring out. You can see student ID and course. We have 1, data analysis 2, data analysis 3. So this is bringing out specific column. That's a query to write that. So using this thing to bring out unique values out from a column in a table, you want to bring out unique values. Probably you just want to bring out a specific value, probably male, like we did the other time. So this is just how we do it. Now between, let's say we have dates in our work. This is a query to bring out dates. You just say select all from table, the table name, where date column name, you put it there. Between, you write it out. You know, like I told you while I was explaining the query, how we arrange it, year first, month, then day. And so it will bring out the between. You are using between and year. If you are using age, we use between is used in when you are using dates. You are using age of the thing. So this is for age also. That is using between. So what are the operators used with the where clause? Equals to used for both text and numerical. When you are using greater than for numerical, let's say you want to get for probably the one that is greater than 30,000, you use this. That is, let's use this now. Select column you want to select from where this is greater or equal to. This is greater or equal to. Probably, yeah, you want to get for the one that is greater or equal to a particular price. Then you make use of this. So when they ask you, okay, get prices that are above 50,000 naira. Prices that are above 50,000 naira. So it will be greater than equal to 50,000 naira. So 50,000 and above. But if they say the one that is above 50,000, you just use greater than above. So these are what we use when we are using our operators. These are operators used with where clause. That is where so equal to or where so is greater than. Like I told you, you only make use of equal to for text and numerical. You don't use greater than for text when you are working on text field. You understand? So that is that about that. So the last thing here, using where clause within, that is, you want to bring out details. Do you understand? So whereby it will just be select column 1, column 2, column or any column you want to bring out from the table name. Where column 2 in, that is probably a particular word in male, in red, in black, anything you want to bring out, so write it out. So that is all about using where clause. It's just you understanding queries, understanding where to use them, understanding things to add them with. Then with that, you can do anything you want to do. So this is your class exercise. You get this done. Write SQL queries. Write it out. Write SQL query to get total salary of the employee. You know, I gave you an assignment to create a total salary employee when I gave you the last one. So this one is just a query to write it out. Write SQL query to get total salary of the employee. Write SQL query to get employee with highest salary, including all columns. Calculate total salary by gender. Write SQL query to select staffs that their first name start with A. And write an SQL query to change the table to employee. The assignment I gave you the last one. So that is that about what's it called? Your class exercise. So another thing we have is a like operators. You just need to know this, like operators. What do we mean by like? This is just used to select particular information. Just note this down. When you are writing your word, you can just use this to probably if I say hash like this what's the symbol? Percentage and text. It means I'm instructing it to query to look for anywhere there is text at the end letter. That is this. If it's text and percentage, it means I'm instructing the query to look for anywhere there is text at the front letter. If I write percentage A, it means it will bring out anywhere I have A at, you understand, at the end letter. If I write this, it will bring it out at the front letter. When I have it this way, I'm instructing it to look for the front or the back, anywhere the letter is involved. So it's not always common like that. That's the reason why, like operators is not always common. So do this class exercise with your assignment. If you finish up your assignment, you should be able to understand this class exercise. So when you do that, then you can come here and finish up your exercise and let me know in our group chats if you have any difficulties and you have any questions. So with this, I think is there any question from anyone? Is there any question before we call it a day? Is there any question?